Abundance, my people, abundance. Abundance. I knew I was going to get an emotional person to speak, to leave a long message on my videos. I told you, when people speak with feelings, it really is really puzzling. But I hope that the individual would like to literally come on here. Because first and foremost, let me say this to you. When I spoke about the video, as far as a man going out and a woman not arguing about another man having another woman when things get tough and hard, you know, that makes sense. Now, the person came back and responded and said that to fear mongering a woman, that for them to be in polygyny. Let me make this very clear so we can be on the same page here. You can search through history. You see these electronics with this electrical grid got a lot of y'all in a cloud. You can search through history. Before there was telecommunication, before there was a power grid that went up in this upper atmosphere, so that way these phones can communicate, cameras can work, satellites can transmit images from one area to the other. Before all that took place, it was man's law, always man's law. It was universal law. It was no law. It was how I felt. It was how I felt about the situation we were in. And nobody was going to take me to prison if I decided to take life. So you search through history. Every time that there was darkness on the planet, every time that there was a race of beings invaded by another race of people, who always suffered the most? Women and children. Anytime that there is any type of chaos, when I mean by chaos, any type of tragedy, no matter what it may be, whether it be a tsunami, a major earthquake, hint just what took place over there in parts of Afghanistan. Anytime there's a major catastrophe where there is electrical power that's out, anytime in food or water, any type of devastation, women and children always suffer the most. But when we are invaded, when any race is invaded, women and children suffer the most. Why? Because women and children outnumber the man in that species. That's why. And black women outnumber black men 12 to 14 to 1. 12 to 14 to 1. So now let's take into account that the fact that black women outnumber black men 12 to 14 to 1, and this is without imprisonment and senseless murdering and drug addicts that's out here killing, and drug addicts. That's minus that. You outnumber us. So with that going on, and with the imprisonment, senseless murder, injustice, judicial system, and transgender and homosexuality, you outnumber us right now 18 to 1. And that's including the boys with the men. So now the artificial race underneath the orders of the artificial race. Hold on, let me see if she come on in here. I would like for her to come up here. Now that the artificial race underneath the tutelage of its teacher has pumped men up with so much hormones, estrogen, and other hormonal drugs that are having them speak and perform like females, and having women starting to act and think and perform like males. The only way you can pull that off, if you put them in a world where a make-believe world of safety. You have to put them in a make-believe world of safety. That if you do something to me and I can't do nothing to you back, and I don't have the strength to beat you, I don't have the strength to whip you, I can pick up the phone and call 911 and get you locked up. You in fear of being locked up. You in fear of being abused by the police. As opposed to before, if I can't beat you, if I can't do nothing to you, then I'm going to leave you alone. I'm going to mind my business. I'm going to go on about my business because I can't dance in your lane. Name a time through history when women and children did not suffer. And now you have our black men who are in bondage. And some of them believe, males that believe that they are women now. Who gonna protect you? So no, I'm not using what's taking place, the dark ages, as, oh, something is happening, the planet is shutting down, that we gonna have to bond together and it makes it more easier for us to grow. What's wrong with that? It makes us more easier for us to get from one sunrise to the next, take care of our children. What's wrong with that? But because men are going to have more women at their disposal, men, we're not talking about boys, we talking about men that are making calculus decisions. First of all, ain't no woman going to come get me and take me to her dude and tell me that I got water. Feel what I'm saying to you? Or I got some food, or I got an environment where they have shelter and there's safety at. Or you know what, this dude over here is thinking. She gonna leave you on the spot and move on. She's gonna practice hypergamy. She gonna walk out the door and be like, oh, I'm going over here. I'm gone. See you. Because I'm over here. This is safety. So because I gave a scenario where a dude went out and came back with a female, and the female says she had something, and now she's part of she now hates sister wife, and somebody got in their feelings because they don't want to deal with reality or biology. The fact that women outnumber males, black men and women. We not speaking about no other species. We talking about us. Black women outnumber us, and the fact that what's coming and what's happening on the planet and what's coming our way, you're gonna be forced to get along. Period. You're gonna be forced to get along. And you're going to learn to get along with a man as opposed to a boy. That's the first thing that's going to happen. See, we don't like to deal with reality. See? Because I'll be damned if I'm sitting there with a woman that can only do half of what I need her to do in order for us to get to the next sunrise. It's hard as shit to move a fucking refrigerator with two people. And it's even harder to move a refrigerator with one person. But if you got 4 people trying to move that refrigerator, guess what? It's going to get moved. That don't even make any sense. And I'm not mad that she made the statement, but it was her feelings that took what I was stating completely out of context. Because a real man ain't just looking for you. First of all, do you think I would be looking for? First of all, I'm an ignorant mother French toast. If you ain't with me before darkness come, what makes you think you will be with me when darkness get the fuck here? Are you out your mind? You lost. I don't give a fuck how pretty you look. I don't give a fuck what you can say out your mouth. That ain't happening. I can make it to the next date. I can get to next sunrise to the next sunrise. I'm good. I'm cool. But we're talking about, we're dealing with reality here. We're literally dealing with reality here. I understand how you feel. None of y'all want to face reality. That's why y'all don't want the police department defunded. I know that. Trust me. You think I don't know that? That's why they don't want, whenever you see it, when they talk about defund the police and they interview people out on the street, regular civilians, who do you hear saying most, don't defund the police? Come on, man. You see females and niggas that act like females. Don't defund the police. That's who you see. Females and niggas that act like females. So I totally understand about what's coming our way sooner than later, that my words would trigger something inside of you instead of saying, yo, listen, it does make sense. it's very possibly that this is going to happen. You feel what I'm saying to you? Because clearly your government don't care nothing about you and your well-being. That be the case, then they wouldn't be feeding your children pancakes and syrup early for breakfast in the morning and tell you it's a nutritional meal. So clearly they wouldn't tell you to be eating Cheerios and drinking milk. So they clearly ain't got my best interest at hand, nor my child's best interest at hand. And what's happening on the planet is going to force black people to come together like slavery. And then you got a black man. First of all, for me, I'm going to ask you, what could you do? Like, you know how to make a sling? I'm going to ask you questions about anatomy. Where's your heart at? Where's your pancreas at? You know how to do CPR? You know how to make a cast? You know how to stitch up a wound? You know how to cauterize a wound? You know how to make a fire? You know what plants or weeds we can eat? See, I'm asking questions like that. Just because you got a fucking slit between your legs and you got tears, crocodile tears coming down your eyes doesn't mean that we take you on. In the last days, it told you in Ezekiel, 23? I can't even think of it. Y'all know the verse, what it is? Huh? Where the righteous man has to turn and tell the woman and what's created him that she needs to be better. Period. So she didn't, I guess the person was like, oh, well, the times that's coming up don't use the time that's coming up to promote polygyny. No, I'm not. I'm telling you what's naturally going to happen, regardless of what you're saying. Let me make this very clear so women can understand and overstand this. If dudes don't have no self-control right now, when they have to earn to live on a planet and vagina is free, what makes you think it's going to be like that when everybody is trying to survive? And I'm taking you on as a person that I need now to protect and guard. They said in the last days, these are the religious books, that women are going to be fighting over men. Men fight over women. And you see that now, both going both ways. But they said in these times, women will be fighting over the righteous man. So if that's lowering your standards or talking down to you as a so-called black woman on the planet, I sincerely apologize for your personal feelings, but I'm not going to put your personal feelings above reality. That's not what I'm going to do. So you can accept it or not. It doesn't make a bit of a difference. Simple as that. Because I know if I was a fucking woman and I see what's coming up right now, if I didn't have no fucking children, I would be trying to build a bond with a sister. That's what I would be trying to do. Because guess what? It's a lot easier to talk to her in the dark than to listen to fucking loud ass crazy shit in the dark at nighttime by yourself. It's a lot easier. And then it's a lot more, you'll sleep a lot more comfortable at night knowing you got a man right there that's already up at night. That's thinking, yo, we got to put this here, we got to put this here. Go ahead and get some rest. I'm going to be up for the next 6-7 hours. See? And now you get to stretch the fuck out and have your legs every one which way. You get to have one leg up in the air while you have sleep. You actually get to drool on a motherfucking pillow. I can't even drool on a pillow. But yet, I'm the one that got to risk his physical vessel for you. But let's be real. So don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me for speaking reality. I asked her, can we go live together? Because I would love to share this. I would like to hear, because every time I speak about polygyny, I always get this long statement from a female that clearly don't understand biology for one, and don't understand, and when you don't understand biology, you don't understand DNA, so you don't understand the core of our DNA, so you don't understand the core of our characteristics. You don't understand the core of our characteristics. So therefore, we have a problem when we speak about that. So when she reversed it and was like, well, what if I go out in the dark, by the way? Or now that's automatically a joke or whatever. What if I go out? You don't see, let me explain something to you. These women over in Gaza right now, they moving together in groups or moving with men. Because you know why? It's other men in the dark that are doing shit. And it ain't no food, so so things are scarce. What do you think is taking place? So now she's used the scenario. I'm gonna go out. What if I go out and come back and this man got water and stuff? So now we should all stick together to grow the community. I'm not trying to hear that shit, grow the community. This about my bloodline. This is about extending my bloodline. This ain't about extending yours, making sure you get to the next day. This is about extending my bloodline when it comes to that. This ain't about yours. See, that's the problem. If everyone took care of their own bloodline, then guess what? We would be A-OK. I'm responsible for me and my bloodline. You be responsible for you and your bloodline. And collectively, we will harmonize with the entirety of the universe. But if I'm concerned with yours and mine, how the fuck am I going to grow? Nobody want to hear that. We all want to jump together and sing Kumbaya. No, that ain't how. Did you see that video I played the other day? That Asian man had how many wives? How many children? How many grandchildren? They all lived underneath the same house. Why the fuck? I don't need no friends. I got my friends right here. I got my friends right here. My bloodline. I don't need nothing else. Me and my sons, we're going to build these houses up. I'm going to make sure me and my family, we're going to keep the grass or the land that we have cultivated so that way we can grow our own food. What I need, see, that's the problem. We want to tag along with each other. No, grow your universe, bro. Grow your universe. And you got to be with a woman that's like-minded to say, I want to grow the universe with you. We don't need no binary twin. Take care of your shit over there. I'm going to take care of my shit over here. And we're going to grow our families. That's how shit should go. But we don't want to hear none of that because that becomes responsible. Now then that becomes putting everything on you, and we take everything and and there is no more blaming no one else. There is no blaming no one else. I take responsibility for my actions and what I'm doing. But we don't want to do that because that's the hard thing about growth. That's the hard thing about pain. And that's a fact. That's just like, for example, if I had one missing leg right now, do I expect a female to take me on? Do I expect a female to be with me? No, I do not. Not a female that haven't already been with me before my leg went off. But if I was to be missing a leg, what woman in her right mind at any age would want to take me on? See, this is real shit. We don't want to hear this. Even women, because y'all gonna have the ball in your court. What would you do to take on a 50, 60-year-old man that's on a walker? Y'all be looking at me, see you, Pops, gone. What would it look like for you to be wasting your time with that? This ain't just about males, it's about females. You gonna make decisions too. Why would I need that? There is a lot of males that's going to be left the French toast out in the cold. It goes both ways. Why would I be wasting my time with that? Yo, John, I just sent you a couple messages, bro. And I left you a voicemail. I've been trying to get in contact. Well, just sending you, contacting you and the family, that's all. But what I'm going to do with that? Women going to have these decisions to make too. This ain't just about the male. Some of you women right now protect the male better than he protect you. You got more fucking heart than he do. It just come off because society has programmed you to believe, well, he's supposed to be the dude, so he's supposed to have more heart than me. No, he don't. A lot of you got more heart than him. You just ain't been in, you ain't never seen him battle tested. That's all. That little battle test shit you see in the neighborhood community, that ain't about nothing. But you getting ready to see, you ready to see if he battle tested. You gonna see it. So I listen, I value, one thing I can say, I do value that sister, because when I asked her, where did the eukaryotic cell come from? She gave me the best scientific and biological answer that anybody could possibly give. And I give her kudos to that, because she definitely be on her grind. You know what I mean? But I guess, you know what I mean, she just took it in her personal feelings regarding that, you know what I mean? Like the last video I was talking about, regarding the situation that women are going to need men. Y'all going to need men, not boys. But again, it is what it is. The most important thing is that y'all would need each other right now. See, that's the whole situation right now. That's the whole truth. But again, it is what it is, though. Abundance, appreciation. I'm glad I witnessed you and seen you in this lifetime as well. Appreciation, abundance. It just goes both ways, my people. I value you, man. Sisters, y'all don't even understand how much you. First of all, let me just tell y'all, women, y'all dictate everything right now. Y'all just don't know it. You don't know your power. You dictate everything right now. But the reason why the upcoming changes is going to hurt you so much is that you don't realize your power and how deep you allow someone to get inside of your consciousness. And because you allow someone to get in your consciousness so deep, what I'm saying to you, it actually bothers you instead of uplifting you. And I totally understand. You don't even understand, like, how you never notice how many males come on here when I be like, yo, it's a bunch of niggas out here that ain't gonna make it, this, that, and the third. You don't, do you see dudes on here, all these dudes in here writing, but like, nah, that ain't happening, this, that, and the third. Nah, because a lot of dudes out here already know, not based off of what I'm saying, based off of righteousness. Your reward, let me explain something to you. No male is supposed to sit back and allow his species to be psychologically and physically destroyed. No male is supposed to sit back. He's not supposed to love a woman more than he loves the perseverance of his species. He's not supposed to love a woman and value anything more than the perseverance of his species. That's law. And whenever he sees that the law is not being followed, he is the enforcer. Women lay down the law. Males enforce the law. This is why you have the police enforcement, law enforcement. Law enforcement was what? Majority what? Males. All other occupations on this planet that had to do with the psychological destruction of black people were all females. They gave you a female voice first. When you go into the doctor office, what's the first thing you hear? Female voice. You with the nurse's aide, all that shit, and then the male doctor. And you go into a fucking school. What do you hear first in kindergarten and pre-K? A fucking female. But the principal is the male, is the enforcer. The male enforced the laws of the woman. So this is what you don't understand. Everything that I'm telling you is your law. The bond that you're supposed to have with your sister. The way the growth and development of the children's brain falls directly on your lap between the ages of 0 and 9 years old. And I'm supposed to enforce those spiritual laws through performing physical activities on this planet. being creative physically. That's what I'm supposed to do. So everything that I'm talking about is you. But you have been trained so much to hate you that when I speak about polygyny, that it sounds dark to you. But that's your law, not mine's. Because if it wasn't your law, for every one male that's born, there is a female that's born. We will actually be born evenly with one another. There wouldn't be such a disparity when it comes to males and females. Without imprisonment, bad diet, depression, and all the other stuff that's added to us that give us a short life, and homosexuality, whatever, all that other stuff. You still outnumber us. So that's your law. Why would you make that law up? And then when I speak about your law, when it comes to the best way that we can raise our nation, you feel some type of way about it. That's all I'm asking. No matter what we do, we can't override nature. Just so you know that. No matter what we do, we can fuck with nature, but you can't override it. So if nature, natural order of life, says that you naturally gonna birth yourself, you're gonna replicate yourself more than you replicate a mutation of you. See, you always gonna replicate greatness, divine. But then you replicate something that's, hey, damn, this is what I can do too? Shit, you ain't me, but you definitely me. See, you always gonna replicate that. That's why it shows up everywhere in the cosmos, on the planet, and even in nature. Female vegetables hold more nutrients. The female vegetables grow more than the male vegetables. And it holds more nutrients. Why is that? Females outnumber, everything about a female outnumber the male in nature. So why would I bring it to your attention that y'all should be bonding with one another, and that there is a man should be there in the middle or in your circle, that it's a problem? That's all I'm saying. You have been ripped away from knowing who you are to is ridiculous. I love Sister Al Shahrazad. Y'all know how much I love her. Y'all know how much I care for her. Come on, y'all know that. People been watching my videos. I always give her big ups. I really, and no disrespect to her husband. I don't know if she's married or not or anything, but no disrespect. I have nothing but value and appreciation and love for that mother, divine mother of life. But I tell you, there are things she speaks so sharply about, the glaring things that the so-called black community is dealing with, but she also revealed the light on how we can get out of this. This is why she's such a threat to the organization, because she believes that God is a man. But biologically, scientifically, God is a female. Now, guess what? Because me and her disagree, does that make me less than her or her less than me? No, it does not. If we can see, if she says God is a man in me, and I say God is in her, is a female, guess what? We still winning. You fail to realize that. We still winning, because guess what? We both see the God in each other. We both see the God in each other. That's Sister Al Shahrazad. That's who I was talking about. So when I speak about the one thing that can get the so-called black people out of the rut that we are in right now, it's us taking our children away from these schools and taking them home. We don't have to homeschool them either. If we all literally got together and said we're not putting our children through your programs anymore, what you think they're going to lock up all 50-something million black people? Even if it was 10 million of us that went against it, you think they're going to lock? They can't do. It will cause such a big problem before it gets even further. They will stop it. They will figure out a way to try to keep this quiet. Black people are encouraging so-called black people now to teach and medically and psychologically evaluate their own children. Because we, as a bloodline, have done some of the most dark and genocidal, inhumane shit to their people. And they have every right to question our insanity. Hot damn. We have every right to question their insanity. Because these people are not sane people. So that's where I'm at with it. And you don't see the cosmos because we failed to do this collectively as a people. Mother Universe, I told you it's a woman doing this. The Mother Universe is saying, okay, y'all don't want to do it? I'm going to force you to do it. The first thing that's going to happen is women and children are going to get back to each other. And if you ain't got no electricity, you ain't got no running water, you ain't got Poppy at the corner store, you got to go get fruits and vegetables, you got to go out and scavenge and get your food. You either going to do two things. You're going to join a family with a man that's already set and have things going, whereas though that you can go and do, we have things already mapped out and how we going to do this, or you going to die. Call it what you want. Get mad all you want. Whether it be you join a man or you join a bunch of women. But at one point in time, even a bunch of women are going to need a man. Even a bunch of women, you are going to need a man. So listen, you can get into your personal feelings and you can get mad and you can say you can hate Kala. Don't hate me. Matter of fact, you can hate me all you want, but that doesn't change reality. Because in the first 6 months of all this going down, because this entity can no longer get your blood, can no longer get your genetic so-called black woman, can no longer have you under his mental control, this mother French toast bastard is going to act a fool and try to get you to kill yourself. Because he can no longer extract your energy. So he would rather you kill yourself. So just think about that for 1 second. Just think about that. Think about what his own creation did when we had Black Wall Street, when they let us go out of slavery and they said we have raped, abused, physically and psychologically these people so bad that there's no way that these people are going to flourish. These people got together and built their own schools, own medical facilities, their own banks, and they came through and burnt that shit down and blew it up. Had the same propensities as their creator. Why did they react like that? Because they can't live without you. So how do you think this entity that's been feeding off of your blood, off of our children's blood, off of the abortions, off of the arguments amongst each other, off of the negative energy that we have been spewing out on this planet to each other, how he's been fueling himself, him and his goons has been fueling himself for so long off of you. And now he will no longer have you. What the fuck you think he's trying to get you to do to yourself? Huh? The vaccination was just part of it. What you think he's trying to get you to do to yourself? If I can't have you. You ever heard that shit? If I can't have it, nobody can have it at all? Huh? What you think he's trying to get you to do to yourself right now? Look at how he's attacking your children. Look at how much anxiety and depression he's trying to put you under. By telling your children they go to school and tell a teacher that you're not allowing them to practice what they want to practice, they can go to social services and DHS on your ass. Huh? That you are unfit parent. And you get up every day to bust your ass in this man's world to try to give your children everything that you thought that you didn't have. And now this nigga is just on your neck, attacking your babies, attacking you at work, making you continuously challenge nature, make you go against nature with the eyelashes, the long hair, the nails, the talking shit to your coworkers and girlfriends about other girlfriends. Look at what's going on with you. And you fail to realize that and look the fuck in the mirror. Because you know why? You have been taught to hate yourself and everything that you create. You have been taught, you have accepted that program at your very core. And all I'm here to do is to remind you about the toxic download that you have accepted that is destroying our species. And Mother Universe, your big sister, is coming in. And she's saying, whether you want to hear this shit or not, whether you want to face reality or not, there will be no more Amazon, Bath, Bed, and Beyond. There will be no more Uber Eats. There will be no more cash in your paycheck, debit cards and MAC cards and credit cards. There will be no more going and trying to figure out what car you want at the fucking dealership without taking care of the fucking car that you inhabit. There will be no more of that. There will be no more senseless arguments and talking down to your sisters and girlfriends because they didn't reach the education that you have reached, or they didn't reach the income that you have reached. There will be no more getting on your knees and protecting the very fucking bloodline that put your people and your babies through some of the most horrific shit. There will be no more of that. I can promise you that with every atom in my fucking body. I can promise you that. There will be no more. There will be no more respecting your job and your occupation more than you respect your love. You respect love and have value for self and what you create. There will be no more of that. You will no longer get a big smiley face when you see motherfucking dollars, as opposed to when you see you. You will no longer get that. I can promise you that. And that comes from mother. You have to return to an infant state psychologically. It ain't about the physical. Psychologically, you have to return to an infant state. You forgot how you got here, but you will remember how you got to where you going now. You forgot how you got in the current state that you are in, but you will remember where you going now. I promise you that. I sincerely promise you that. That's the truth. That's the truth. So we can ignore reality all we want. We can do it all we want. We can sit back and make excuses all we want. I'm all for women empowerment. I'm all for it. But I can tell you what I am for more than anything. And that's called species empowerment. That's a total difference. Each one reach one. That's how we grow. So I'm totally different. And if you can't see the writing on the cosmos right now from your sister, because all the comfortability that we have right now, the false comfortability that make you say at this particular time, I don't need a man. And why should I be concerned with one? on a world that was built off of the blood, sweat, tears of men. That so you can be comfortable. We will get back to one another. It's just sad that we're only going to get back to each other. Guess what? In the darkness. I see you. Have an amazing one. Abundance.